It still blows my mind how we allowed these type of people to continue on in their positions and promote these things. Like it's aggravating because these type of people are promoting these nasty pedophilia things, and kids around this country are seeing this and is putting acid in their brains basically into thinking that this is okay or it's right or it's sane. It is not. Hey, Gameplay family. So I had a subscriber reach out and send me this video to react to. So let's check it out. I don't know what it's about, so we'll see how it is.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Judge Thomas, welcome. As I look at your record, it continues a pattern of the Biden administration of nominating individuals to the bench who have long careers as activists. I see that you are passionately committed to a particular vision of the law. It has ranged from filing briefs in litigation in the state of Texas, defending race-based discrimination in university admissions, to most consistently transgender activism, and I would submit extremism. And this hasn't been one client you had in one case. This has rather been a consistent pattern that extended when you were a lawyer for the state of California, that extended when you were a lawyer for the U.S. Department of Justice, that extended when you were a lawyer for the state of New York. In 3 different jurisdictions, you have been involved in litigation on the extremes of transgender issues.
It still blows my mind how we allowed these type of people to continue on in their positions and promote these things. Like it's aggravating because these type of people are promoting these nasty pedophilia things, and kids around this country are seeing this and is putting acid in their brains basically into thinking that this is okay or it's right or it's sane. It is not.
And in particular, you've carved out an expertise for yourself using litigation to force institutions to allow biological males to use restroom facilities and locker facilities that are also used by girls, young girls, that are used by women. And this has been a pattern. When you were a lawyer for the state of California, you filed a lawsuit against Crunch Fitness, a gym.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now?
For not moving quickly enough to allow a biological male to use the women's locker room. When you were a lawyer for the state of New York, you filed briefs against the state of Texas, against the state of North Carolina, again, advocating for biological males to use girls' and women's restrooms. And, you know, the thing I find troubling about...
How in hell did we allow this to happen? How did we allow a lawyer to be doing these type of things and promote pedophilia? Because that's what it is. That's what it is. Allowing men that want to dress up like women to be going and entering in women's spaces. It's pedophilia.
These arguments is it seems the women and girls never have any rights. That the girls that would like to shower next to someone who is not a biological male, who would like some privacy, their rights never seem to matter. And your pattern, it's not a single case. It is across 3 jurisdictions over and over again. In the Texas case, the brief you filed said, quote, there is no data or tangible evidence in support of the claim that allowing people to use bathrooms corresponding with their gender identity will lead to increased violence or crime in restrooms. Do you stand by that statement?
Thank you for the question, Senator Cruz. So, again, as an
When you start off with again, the word again, that means you're not going to answer the question. Can't stand this.
advocate, you advocate for the positions of your client. I haven't been an advocate for 3 years. I've been a judge. And when
3 years is not very long. And my question is simple. Do you stand by that statement?
Senator Cruz, it would not be appropriate or consistent with my ethical duties to my former clients to comment on my personal views about any case that I worked on. What my duty was to advocate zealously for my clients. I have set aside the advocacy role, and I now occupy a judicial role, where what you're
Judge,
guided
your
by.
brief also contended, quote, in states where anti-discrimination protections are already the law, the predicted safety harm has never materialized. You made a bold, aggressive, factual statement, by the way. In North Carolina, you said safety concerns were, quote, unfounded. You were an aggressive advocate, an activist advocate. And I believe the statements that you represented to the court, and those are statements that you're making as an officer of the court. I believe they were false, and they are extreme. You testified to this committee that you were not aware of what happened in Loudoun County until this morning. I find that remarkable for someone who has spent years as one of the leading activists for allowing transgender biological men to use girls' restrooms and women's restrooms. In Loudoun County, Scott Smith, who's the parent of a 14-year-old girl, alleged the Loudoun County School Board covered up the sexual assault by a gender-fluid individual against his 9th grade daughter who entered the girls' bathroom in a skirt. And this individual was charged with 2 counts of forcible sodomy, 1 count of anal sodomy, and 1 count of forcible fellatio. The school district covered it up. They released this sexual predator, and the predator committed sexual assault again, twice.
See, I don't know if this is the same story that I've heard before, but I remember hearing a story that came out where a school district was trying to hide this type of stuff. And that's sickening. That everybody involved trying to hide stuff that's going on needs to be stripped of their positions. It's disgusting. I'm so glad that this new administration is really reshaping this specific topic, because we should not be condoning it. And all women should be really pissed in hearing, that men can basically do whatever they want in the point of dressing as a female to be in their spaces because they feel that way. No, that's BS. It's complete BS.
Why did you represent to the court that concerns about violent sexual predators committing violent crimes against young girls are unfounded and speculative? Why did you represent that to the court?
Thank you for the question. I advocated on behalf of my clients based upon the data that we had at the time, and I zealously did so in those cases and in every other case that I handled.
Were you right?
Senator Cruz, it would not be appropriate for me to comment on the merits of any personal views regarding litigation that I handled on behalf of my clients.
Well, these little girls who were
Senator
sexually
Cruz,
assaulted
let her respond.
will have a
Let's
very
let Ms. Thomas
different
respond.
assessment.
Senator Cruz,
These
let
little
Ms.
girls
Thomas
who were
respond.
assaulted. Thank you for your
Time is
views,
up.
but
You're past time. Let's afford Ms. Thomas an opportunity
she
to
is
respond to your
perfectly welcome to respond. But as I said, the little girls who were raped in
Thomas.
Loudoun County would have a very different assessment of whether this threat and danger is speculative or not, and you're more than welcome to respond.
Thank you. I will just conclude by saying again that I understand the difference between being an advocate and being a judge. I am a judge now, and what I'm guided by is the record before me and the law, and that is what I do now, and it's what I'll continue to do. if confirmed.
Thank you.
Mr. Beckerman, thank
And
you.
you know what? That kind of sucks because you see how she worded that during an administration that was condoning this type of behavior and this type of system of allowing transgenders to be in women's spaces. You have people in positions where they have to listen and do whatever, the government has brought down. In this case, I mean, everybody's their own person. You can choose to say, no, I do not support this, regardless if the government is saying this. You can fight against it or not even do it at all. She is not answering the question in any way to make anybody feel that, or make anybody really know that she does not support it. So instead, she deflects the question and says, I can't speak on behalf of my past clients. That's not an answer at all.
Thank you for being here today. I understand this is the first time that TikTok is testifying before Congress, and I appreciate you making the company available to finally answer some questions. In your testimony, you talked about all the things you say TikTok is doing to protect kids online, and that's great. But I want to discuss the broader issue here, which is the control the Chinese Communist Party has over TikTok. Its parent company, ByteDance, and its sister companies like Beijing ByteDance Technology. Now, TikTok has stated repeatedly that it doesn't share the data it collects from Americans with the Chinese Communist Party, and that it wouldn't do so if asked. It has also stated that, with regards to data collected on and from Americans, that data is stored in Virginia with a backup in Singapore. But these denials may in fact be misleading. A quick look at TikTok's privacy policy, in fact, in the, quote, how we share your information section. One blurb reads, quote, we may share all of the information we collect with a parent, subsidiary, or other affiliate of our corporate group. Interestingly, in June of this year, the privacy policy was updated to state that TikTok, quote, may collect biometric identifiers and biometric information as defined under U.S. laws, such as face prints and voice prints.
I seen this part.
Mr. Beckerman, does TikTok consider ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, which is headquartered in Beijing, to be a part of TikTok's, quote, corporate group, as that term is used in your privacy policy?
Thank you, Senator. This is an important question. I'd just like to take an opportunity first to clear up misconceptions around some of the accusations that have been leveled against the company. I would like to point to independent research. I understand that trust needs to be earned.
Mr. Beckerman, I get you may have broader points you want to make. My question is simple and straightforward. Does TikTok consider ByteDance, the parent company headquartered in Beijing, to be part of TikTok's corporate group? That's a yes or no.
Senator, access controls for our data is done by our U.S. teams. And as independent researchers, independent experts have pointed out, the data that TikTok has on the app is not of a national security importance and is of low sensitivity. But again, we do hold that to a high standard, and we have access controls.
Mr. Beckerman, we're going to try a third time because the words that came out of your mouth have no relation to the question you were asked. Your privacy policy says you will share information with your corporate group. I'm asking a very simple question. Is ByteDance, your parent company, headquartered in Beijing, part of your corporate group? Yes or no, as you use the term in your privacy policy?
Senator, I think it's important that I address the broader point in your statement.
So are you willing to answer the question, yes or no? It is a yes or no question. Are they part of your corporate group or not?
Yes, Senator, it is.
Yes, it is. Okay, so under your privacy policy, you're explicitly stating that you may be sharing data with them, including biometric identifiers, including face prints, including voice prints. Is that correct?
I've heard that. I don't know if it's exactly true, but I've heard this before. And that's one of the reasons I never got TikTok. There was just way too much controversy about that app and the purpose of it. And I've also heard that in China, TikTok is actually used as an education platform for the Chinese. Here in America, they chose to use it for entertainment purposes and making funny videos, reactions, and stuff like that. Why aren't we condoning pushing apps to promote more education for our citizens. I believe, it's my opinion, like a lot of these apps like TikTok shouldn't even exist for our country. My opinion.
No, Senator. In the privacy policy, it says that if we are to collect biometric information, which we do not collect biometric data to identify Americans, we would provide consent and opportunity for consent first.
But you also say we may share all of the information we collect with a parent, subsidiary, or other affiliate of our corporate group, which means with ByteDance headquartered in Beijing, correct?
One question is, though, like people that use their face or thumb to access their phone, what if that's the loophole in these apps? You know, you may not have to approve it within the app, TikTok, saying, hey, do you approve us using your face or your thumbprint? What if it's automatically embedded in the app in part of the disclaimer that he mentioned, that, you know, if you already use it to unlock your phone, it automatically carries over to the TikTok app? That's just a question I have. There's too many questions, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
Under U.S. access control, sir.
Would you consider Beijing ByteDance technology to be a part of TikTok's corporate group with whom TikTok could share all of the information it collects?
Senator, I want to be clear that that entity has no affiliation with TikTok. It's based for domestic licenses of the business in China that is not affiliated or connected to TikTok.
So, are you saying no, or yes or no, as to whether Beijing ByteDance technology is part of your corporate group? As the privacy policy defines it, it says we may share all of the information we collect with a parent, subsidiary, or other affiliate, and presumably that's where it would fall, other affiliate of our corporate group. Is Beijing ByteDance technology a, quote, other affiliate of your corporate group?
Senator, I'm saying that entity deals with domestic businesses within China. It's not connected with TikTok.
You're having a hard time. You're answering questions I'm not asking. Again, it's a yes-no. Is Beijing ByteDance technology a, quote, other affiliate of your corporate group as your own privacy policy defines it?
I thought he said yes
Senator,
already.
I'm just trying to be clear to answer your question. That entity is based in China for the Chinese business that is not affiliated or connected with TikTok.
Okay. So that's twice you haven't answered. Last time you did it on the third time, so let's try it again. Again, it's a yes-no.
The answer is the same, Senator.
Which is?
What I just said, that entity is...
Okay. What you just said did not answer the question, so let me just repeat the question again. Is Beijing ByteDance technology a, quote, other affiliate of our corporate group as your privacy policy defines it? Yes or no?
Senator, as I stated, that entity does not have any relation to the TikTok entity.
So I'll point out it took 3 questions to get you to answer about your parent. You finally answered yes, that you can share all your information with your parent company based in Beijing. Okay, I'm going to give you one more chance, and my time is over. But look, in baseball, 3 strikes, you're out. Tonight, the Astros are going to begin winning the World Series. Let's see if a 4th strike, you could actually answer the question. And it's a simple yes-no. Is Beijing ByteDance technology a, quote, other affiliate of our corporate group as your privacy policy defines that term?
Senator, as I pointed out before, my answer is the same.
Yes or no? You didn't answer.
Senator, I appreciate you're trying with gotcha questions. I'm just trying to
it's not a gotcha question. I'm
It's a
asking
yes or
about
no.
your
I'm just trying to be
policy.
truthful and accurate about the
Are you
connection
willing
between...
to answer this question, yes or no?
Senator, I answered the question.
You have not answered the question. Is it another affiliate, yes or no?
Senator, I stated a number of times that entity is a domestic entity within China for licenses there. And
apples are red. You stated something that is not the question I asked. Is it another affiliate as defined under your privacy policy, yes or no?
Senator, I answered.
You're here under oath. Are you going to answer the questions?
I answered the question.
Or were you instructed not to answer this question?
No, Senator. I'm just.
So you're just not refusing to answer it because you don't want to?
Senator, it is not affiliated with TikTok. That's your question, and that is the answer.
So your answer, I want to be clear because you're under oath. Your
So the
answer
answer
is
no.
That Beijing ByteDance technology is not a, quote, other affiliate of our corporate group, as your privacy policy uses that term. This is a legal question with consequence.
Senator, I understand the question. As I pointed out, TikTok is not available in China. That is an entity that is for purposes of a license of a business in China that is not affiliated with TikTok.
So for the record, you're refusing to answer the question.
I believe I answered your question, Senator.
Yes or no? Tell me which one it is. Just give me one word, yes or no.
Senator, I answered the question.
You're not willing to say yes or no.
It was not a yes or no question. I want to be precise.
Okay,
I want to be.
It is.
This company another affiliate as defined in your privacy policy? That is binary. There's not a maybe. It's yes or no.
Senator, I'm the way I answered.
This is going way too long.
Okay, so you're refusing to answer the question. That does not give this committee any confidence.
Okay, so for the first part of the video, I do not agree with that lady that's a judge now who was a lawyer. She should be stripped of all her titles and step down just for promoting pedophilia. I do not agree with that at all. As for the second video, you know, I think I seen that video with Ted Cruz grilling. He's grilled so many people and asking them questions, and so many do not answer questions, or they try to evade answering the questions. If you're under oath and you can't answer a direct yes or no question, there is something more to the story that you are not willing to share or tell the rest of the world, because you're hiding something. There's something hidden. And Ted Cruz is hilarious because he likes to I mean, that's good that he keeps repeating himself and saying, hey, we need this answer. We need to know what's going on. And for people not to engage and really speak the truth and just be honest, really should change some things in what they're doing if they're not willing to be truthful in answering questions that are important to the American people. So that's my thoughts on this video. I appreciate the suggestion in watching this. I hope you guys liked it. If you liked the video, please press the like button, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys, till next time. Peace out.